This is a test. Can you hear me? Don't everybody answer at once. All right, folks, let me get started. My name is Meps. I am your community manager for DC Universe Online. And these are office hours, which give you the chance to come here and ask questions in text chat, which I will answer in voice. I'm going to also type that in case anybody is confused. All right, that out of the way, I will be taking notes. So when you hear me pause, that's just me writing down your suggestions, your questions, if I need to follow up later. And with that, floor is yours. Questions, comments, let me know what's going on. Jacob Dragon Hunter wants to know when the test server will be back online. Any minute now, actually. Well, probably after office hours are complete with the next version of the stats revamp. Gaz has a question. Will the style vendors be updated with Gotham Outlaw and Nuclear anytime soon? I'm not sure. Question 2, why is the Shock Jock style more expensive on the style vendor than it is on buying the regular vendor? That is an error. It's actually, I think, on the wrong vendor. I think we have that noted, but I'll follow up. Jupiter Tonins wants to know, can we expect more DLCs like the Battle for Earth in aspect of multiple sub-bosses roaming in specific areas with unique style drops, like open world stuff, okay? It's exciting to see them back in the day because they were not the iconic bounty missions, but as CR increased, we have no challenge like that anymore. Good suggestion. I'm going to note that as open world feedback. We definitely want to focus on open world content in our upcoming releases. LightFX asks, question, so the new SM pets, can those be gotten at any of the usual rounds for SM pets? Yeah, so let me see, 12 and 14 will give you a variety of the old pets that were here last year, as well as some of the new pets. And then 16, 18 will give you only new pets. And then 20 has all of the new pets at a larger size than what you got in the rest of the event. Proxy Star wants to know, can you please provide some clarity in terms of the frequency of the new large content events, especially the next one? Is it planned to occur in the same month every year? I ask because no doubt there will be feats that will be too many to complete in one cycle of the event, so I wonder whether they'll be frequent events or how they will work. Great question. The large events will not return exactly at the same time of the year. They're not a seasonal event. So they're not like the anniversary event that's going to come back just for the anniversary. They're not like the Halloween event that's coming back at Halloween. They will come back from time to time as we determine they've been gone long enough and we have like a hole to fill where there's nothing else going on. So to answer your question, the frequency is really up for grabs. I can say these larger events are going to last more than a month. So when they arrive at least the first time, there'll be a much longer kind of engagement and endeavor for you to play. And they'll go away and they'll come back as fitting, but not necessarily the same time each year. Nightcrawler asks, would you consider doing a tiger or leopard print material for jungle themed characters? Do you mean a material or do you mean style? I'll note either one. I will say that's not on our list right now. I don't think it's even on a wish list right now, but I will note the suggestion. Timeline wants to know if we can get rid of the annoying name above the love crystal and the Valentine's Day base item. We actually have talked about that. I think there just really wasn't time to mess with it, but I'll make sure we circle around on that again. The Grizzly wants to know, is it possible in the future to change the colors of a power like ice in blue or black? It's not something we have planned right now. That would be pretty performance intensive for us. So it's something we kind of thought about at a very high level and haven't gone forward with. I'll note it as a suggestion, but like I said, we've kind of been down that path and don't really see us going down that path further right now. Jareth wants to know if we will see any new moves for Hardlight and Rage or Nature regarding the revamp. There are a couple of new abilities, but I'm going to defer those questions until after office hours when we can post all of the messaging and the patch notes and whatnot. Black Dawn wants to know, will we ever be able to buy old Elite styles like from Vendor 00? We definitely don't have plans for that. Part of Elite is actually completing Elite, which should get easier and easier over time such that you can. I'd be curious if people would tell me if they think that's a good idea or a bad idea with thumbs up or with, you know, some other negative emoticon on Black Dawn's suggestion at 5:04 p.m. I'm not sure what dollars means. Like you would pay for the Elite styles? That seems risky. Everything else is a thumbs up though, so I'm noting the suggestion. Good suggestion, Black Dawn. Still seems a little counter to everything Elite styles stand for, but I've noted it. Jacob Dragon Hunter asks, is Rage getting any new ranged abilities? Let's save those for after we post all the patch notes. Legendary Prime asks, is there any way to make OP items unattuned for support roles? Unattuned for support roles? Oh, I see. Unattuned so that you could choose if you wanted a damage or a role version of an OP item. They're kind of supposed to be stats for everything, but I can note that. Jupiter Tonans asks, can we have icons next to bases on maps showing what amenities are available there for usage? Like you're on the Gotham City map and you want to see which bases have which amenities in them? It's kind of cool. Tofu asks, will they have a name purge, like tunes that haven't been active for years or something lose their names, getting hard to get hard to name new tunes? That was a mouthful. Good question. We have done a name reclaim in the past. We don't plan to do one now, but we obviously could do one in the future if it seems like it's warranted. The reality is, even when we do the name reclaim, people still can't find the names they want because the good ones are taken by active or semi-active players. So we were kind of disappointed with the response to the last name reclaim. Like it didn't seem to do that much for people. But if you disagree, let us know, and we can always consider it in the future. Jareth asks for more seasonal races for events to get marks. I feel like 2 seasonal races isn't enough. I would like some thumbs ups or some grumpy faces based on your opinion if you want to do more races or not. Not many opinions. Okay. Well, I'm noting it. The LQ DCUO wants to know, will we ever get SM pets as base pets? I'd love to have demons running around my base. That's a great idea. I love that. I'm gonna note that. Aquios asks, Maps, can we please get vendors added to R&D area of League Hall? I think we've mentioned this a couple times in the last few office hours that we're kind of going to be looking at what is allowed to be in your base and your League Hall to see if there are any changes we want to make there. So I've noted that for that discussion. Your Just Beast asks, when will the new event in April be released on test? Well, the default answer is when it's ready, but I'm going to, guess it will be released either in March or April on test. If I had a firm date, I would have told you already, and that's pretty far out for us. The LQ asks, can we expect more new large events this year after Starro, say August, September time, as they are the two non-event months of the year now? Yeah, we do plan to make new large events similar to Starro and continue to slot them in between the large episodes. Nightcrawler, got it. You want an actual material for the animal print. Okay, got it. Crimes DCO wants a turkey pet for November, a turkey base item pet. Would you want it to be alive or like cooked? Proxy Star asks, was there any word on whether we could get more than 4 layers? No word yet. Keep reminding me. Jaffin says gobble gobble. In response, I will say gobble gobble gobble. LightFX asks, so why did you guys change the backstyle reward for Trigon SM but not change it for FOS SM? Because many people think the T3 controller back is very ugly. Just want to know why change one but not the other. I mean, aesthetics are a very personal thing, and in one case, I think it was just one person liked it, and so we went with it. The other case, we decided not to. There's really no rhyme or reason besides, for the most part, we're trying to stick to those original sets that we're working on. I will note how you hate it, however. Thank you for your feedback. Jacob Dragon Hunter says, if you want the romantic canopy, heart-shaped rug, or something else of that matter, he'll have to run the RNG vault. Is there any chance we can start buying those items that are locked away in the vault with their seasonal currency? You know what? I think, I don't know if we've discussed that as far as those items that were only added to the vault. So I am noting that for future discussion. Jareth has a suggestion for legends, holograms, and base and league hall items. You have them everywhere in the safe house nightclubs. They used to give quests, no longer do so. Figure out why not. It's a good suggestion. Thank you. The Grizzly asks, Neps, can we have the possibility to change the lightning color of the super speed? Yeah, I think we talked about this earlier. Well, I guess this is movement mode, but we also went down the path of, can we change colors on abilities? Can we change colors on movement modes? And right now the answer is not really. So no movement there. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, you're just Your Just Beast asked, will you ever consider adding a new story mode, kind of like the leveling up story in future high-level characters? I think you mean like leveling 1 to 30 and adding new levels. No plans for that right now, although we are trying to really narrow in on that and provide some of that feel with our open world content in future releases. Chaffin says, how about purchasing OP styles as well as purchasing elite styles? I just want the styles, I don't care about the stats. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Let me know. Now, when you respond with heart-shaped eyes, is that because you love Jaffin or because you love Jaffin's idea? I will note it similarly to the OP question. And these items are rare, so I mean, their price would have to be astronomical if they hit a vendor. I don't know if you'd accept that. Jareth wants to know if perhaps you could own a legend, and you could also use that skin as a sidekick or henchman. That's a cool idea. Jacob Dragon Hunter wants to know, can we get a seasonal mark along with our mark of victory for every time we run the vault during a seasonal event? That's also not a bad idea. I'll note it. Jareth wants to know, can we have emblems to be displayed in our league that are in game the same way it works in your base? Sounds cool. I've noted it. Jupiter Tonin says, could you note the cooldown time at the power skill descriptions, also a countdown timer on the skills, so does trinkets during the countdown that can be disabled via the graphic settings if it bothers anyone. I see, so more visibly communicate how long the different cooldowns are and how much you have left. So that's a nice UI feature, I think. Just asked if we can transfer existing base items from your base to your league hall if you had the requirements to do so. There's some kind of mark or something that allows you to move them from your personal inventory to the base or to the league. Interesting concept. I'm noticing now that slow mode is not functioning because our bot is not here, which means Jareth is spamming everyone with his questions. Shame on you. Give me 1 second. Well, we'll have to fix that later. For now, I'm going to lock the channel so I can catch up on the question. Cower asks, since Stats Matter update is coming and you're taking away the damage affinity modifiers away, we won't need role specific OP gear, right? I don't quite follow the question. I mean, there will still be role specific gear. So right now there isn't role specific OP gear, but I suppose you still might want it. I'm not quite sure I understand the question. Or just Beast asks, will all ever add instances for events that do not already have them? Yeah, we might. We would like to expand some of the existing seasonal events and whatnot to have more stuff. Eddie says, I personally feel the events get very repetitive to do daily. Could we possibly get more variety? How about, let me know specifics on like which ones. Did you feel that way for all events, for the anniversary event, for seasonal events? And definitely let us know if you feel that way about Starro once it comes out. Lady Lightning asks, will April Fool's Day event return this year? I can't spoil April Fool's Day for anybody. That would be wrong. But yes. Jacob Dragon Hunter has a suggestion about using in-game materials to decorate league halls and layers, as in cosmic themed league hall. That sounds pretty much impossible, realistically, but I'll note it. LT Schmidt asks, will the St. Pat's Day event be longer to fit with the other events? No, it's still going to be about 2 weeks that it always is. The Grizzly asks, can we have more functions in our league hall? Yeah, we've been kind of discussing if we want to expand, letting people have more stuff in there. I'll note it again. No plans right now on that, but it's one thing we're kind of talking about big picture. The LQ DCO is asking for base item recovery kits. Essentially, these would allow you to take a base item that you have collected and return it to your inventory, being tradable again. Cool idea. I kind of like it. I think you might. Did you suggest that last week too? Or is that someone else? Revifall wants a vendor that can sell all PvP styles. I think you mean including retired ones. Semper Fear asked, how do we know what is really happening and what you guys are taking serious? Maybe a thread tracking the ones you'll actually add in game. Well, what's really happening is what we've told you. If we haven't told you it's really happening, then it's not yet really happening. We take all feedback seriously, but that doesn't mean it can happen now or soon or anytime. And I definitely see the desire for people to know exactly what we're working on every day or what we're thinking about working on every day, but that's not realistically going to happen. We're not going to lay out our roadmap in that detail and then deal with the fallout that comes from changing it as frequently as we do. Jupiter Tonans is asking about why they can't do races of different movement modes when you equip an item. It's just how it's always worked. We could consider changing that, but seems pretty edge case minor as far as the different races in the game. Light FX question: any info on when style mocking is going to go live? No. If I had dates, I would have shared them with you already. The LQDCO is again asked about materials for different things that people know. The material system is really just for characters. That would be a completely different thing if we were to do it with base items or the terrain, that kind of thing. Probably not something we'll be looking at soon. Gaz is asking for styles inspired by the question or Phantom Stranger. I like these suggestions. Black Dawn says the reason for wanting to buy elite styles is due to luck or lack thereof. I would also be able to exchange for, oh, I see, like you just can't get the one item that you want. Yeah, I mean, we've transitioned away from the RNG-based gear system based on similar changes, so I think it's probably more likely we would revisit that whole system overall versus adding like a workaround, but maybe. I see what you mean. Wildcard asks when powers will be on test. Can we see more PvP maps? Maybe like the Coliseum area from GOM. Yeah, the next powers are Rage, Hard Light, and Nature, and they'll be on test today, probably as soon as I get done with this office hours chat. And more PvP maps sounds good once we can tackle PvP. I know a lot of people have asked for that Coliseum area to be used for PvP or for survival mode or a whole bunch of different things. I think it's a cool idea. It's a really cool spot to be, you know, proving yourself. Your Just Beast really wants, you know, a pet system, more complex pet system. Companions, something like that. It's a cool idea. Blazing evacuation wants more lava base items, like lava on the wall and ceilings. Is that to just like live out your dream of having to facilitate a blazing evacuation? It's a cool idea. I like it. I'll note it. Probably would most likely come at some point if we were doing an episode or an event that had lava in it, which I don't know that that's really upcoming, but maybe. Jacob Dragon Hunter wants the ability to convert ancient coins into marks of victory. Like you're totally done with Amazon Fairy Part 3 and you want to spend marks of victory on old styles or whatever. It's an interesting idea. Sona says we're still having lag sometimes when we change powers or movement modes. Yeah, I think you mean like you're suddenly not in movement mode, that kind of thing. That is fixed in our next game update, which is coming up in March. Atsui is asking about getting style items fixed if they're visually broken on certain of the models. Yes, I'll note that one. Also, make sure you've reported it in the issue tracker so that we have it in our list of bugs to go through. Crimes DCUO wants to get Christmas Metro music to play on our base or add music to your base. It's a cool idea. I know for St. Patrick's Day, we are adding that. We're adding that that little jukebox for St. Patrick's Day music. So seems like that might be possible. I'll note it for the audio team. I have unlocked the channel because I have caught up on questions. Ask more. Jupiter Tonans was it would be nice to have input fields on skills of the tree so we can set, let's say, 30 SP on a skill without clicking it 30 times or more. Yes, that would be a nice quality of life improvement. I agree. I have noted it. Proxy Star would like a bunny ears style. Thumbs up or thumbs down that, please, people. How important are bunny ears to you? 4-1. 4-1 and a sad face. 5-1. All right, bunny ears seem to be popular. Jareth asks, when can we expect the next set of time capsules? Again, if I had dates to share, I would have already shared them. Eddie asks, will we ever be able to change our armory transformation? Good question. I will note it. It's been discussed in the past. Oh, Lady Lightning wants a jukebox with the nightclub music. That'd be so good, especially for healers. I mean, for heroes, who are usually healers, because healers are great. Core, I see what you mean. Good question. I would need to follow up on that. Jacob Dragon Hunter is suggesting an energized material like the shield from FOS 3. That would be pretty cool. LQ DCUO wants to know if we'll get more water-themed base items in the future, like large deep sea windows or base or waterfalls or flowing river streams. Sounds cool. What do people think? Light FX wants to know, will we ever see a Crime Syndicate DLC? I don't know. We have announced all of the DLCs and then content that we are ready to announce. Next up is Starro and the Age of Justice. Superman Prime would like the base item that gives you collection like Zamoran Love Crystal or Leprechaun available in the League Hall. Oh, so like everybody can hop in easily and use it? It's kind of cool. Crimes DCO wants a paper bag head style. I don't know about that. That seems very trolly. Raygun would like another Ancient Coins bonus weekend soon. I mean, I don't have one to announce, but it definitely seemed very popular last time we did it, so I'd assume we'll do another one. I don't know. No immediate plans to share anything. Now that these new seasonal base items are becoming sort of mandatory, you could think of some more neutral and or smaller items, like a relic or a thin tapestry, or simply just forget the rewarding future of base items. Okay, so you don't like that you get to go into your base and get a cool thing from a base item. I mean, you can always pick it up, and you can always pick it up once you've got all the stuff out of it. I'm curious if other people are similarly feeling that way. Gaz says that's not a sad face, that's Dobby from Harry Potter. Who? Harry what? Moving on. Light FX wants to know, will we ever get power-themed auras? I'm going to note your suggestion that we make power-themed auras. Which power should we start with? YuckyMTK says, can we please have the option to place base items on other base items? Ah, yes. That would be cool. We did add interpenetration to let you kind of stack them in interesting ways, but yeah, you can't really place something on top of something else. You know, it's not built into our system, but I'll note it as maybe a potential improvement. Catmon5 says, any plans for UI update? No. We will change and add UIs as needed, but we're not working on any sort of full overhaul or anything like that. Jacob Dragon Hunter says he wants a Valentine's hot tub with actual water inside of it. Calling that a hot tub is very misleading without something in it. Well, I mean, that's true. We don't really have the concept of water in a traditional sense in our game. It can only be about ankle deep. But maybe, might be possible. Mr. Owl's Revenge says, any chance to bundle all purchase weapon styles, outfits, etc. into one pack that opens in your inventory so that the redeem window is less cluttered? Interesting idea. Yeah, it is definitely getting pretty cluttered for people who have bought a lot of things in the marketplace. Probably could use us looking into that. I'll note it. Supreme Monarch says, any new weapon styles in the works? Not that I can talk about right now. Reagan says, is there a specific issue that is preventing y'all from making pet powers might-based? I think you mean making pets in general might-based. And I don't know. That would be a good question for systems, which I can ask. Eddie would like some more monster-like headpieces, and then lots of people responded with monster-like head emoticons. It's clever. Semper Fear asks for how about weekly chances at styles unfinished, like upping the drop rates weekly. I'm not sure I know what you mean. Jareth wants to know what powers we'll see next in the revamp. I really don't know. I have any idea which ones will come next. Probably a healer, controller, and tank. Just gonna step on a ledge and guess. Mr. Ozrevenge is asking about the marketplace issues that happened earlier today. Yeah, that affected all of Daybreak games. Should be resolved now. Let us know if you see anything weird. It was, as far as I know, just a display issue where your currency was not showing the proper amount, so it should now be showing the proper amount. LT Schmidt has asked, what has happened to Batman? I don't know. You tell me. Jareth asks an inappropriate question about Trex, and well, actually, that's happened. Yeah, I came with like a picture frame you can put a screenshot into. Probably not. That's probably not possible. It's a cool idea. Crimes DCO wants dinosaur base items. I do too. That'd be awesome. Full on dinosaur DLC. Why not? We can swing that. Surely there's a comic book out there that's done that. Proxy Star says, I think the gorilla trinket is broken. The barrels don't roll very well anymore. I can look into that. Is it just the barrels and the trinket? Or you notice other things not rolling correctly or whatever either? Or just beasts with like new movement modes similar to skimming for flight, but for the other ones. Yeah, no plans right now. We'd like to do more. They're a lot more work than they might seem and have been deprioritized. Jupiter wants to know, can you increase the CR cap of the gold rings and necklaces coming from the vault? These equipments are very rare, but useful if a character is only below CR 80. You can take a look. Mr. Muzzy likes the interactive base items where the rewards need to be better. I have done the Love Crystal all 24 days thus far and only 3 collections given. Now, I mean, it's worth noting that the base item doesn't go away when the event ends. So you can keep doing it all year round, right? But you're saying, actually, question: are you saying it's just too rare? Or are you saying what you get at the end needs to be better too? Crime CCO wants more alien skins. Noted. Core is asking for casuals clothes. I think we've gotten this every single week now. Casual clothes are definitely in our thought process as we're planning for the future. I don't know that we'll actually do a whole lot, but we've definitely heard and talked about that feedback. LT Schmidt would like the consumables from the seasonal to be scaled. I'm not quite sure. Like scale up to endgame level to be useful? Is that what you mean? Yakiem wants Flash's treadmill and similar base items to be interactive. Yeah, we would too. It's pretty challenging to get that done, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. Eddie wants to wear more than one face piece at a time, like stack them on top of each other. Yeah, it seems possible, right? Because some of the face pieces cover your eyes and don't touch your mouth, and some cover your mouth and touch your eyes. Seems probably not possible, but I'm going to note it here. Semperfear would like to be able to flip around and resize base item. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Jupiter Tonans points out you can't actually put cash in a shared bank. It's a good point. I don't know why that is, if there's a reason for that or not. Crimes DCO is asking for thumbs up for demon pets in his base. So far he's got 5. He needs 25 to make it happen. I'm just kidding. It's a cool idea. I like it. I don't know how possible it is, but it's a cool idea. Fatal Star is asking about a redeem menu bug where after you redeem something, you can't scroll anymore. And I was gonna say, yes, we fixed it, but actually I think that's something else from what we fixed. So let me note it. Sorry, I'm back. I am now officially holding up the unlocking of the PC test server with stats revamp 1.4. Which really is to say you are holding it up because I'm chatting with you. How's that feel? All that guilt and power. Jacob Dragon Hunter would like to have exobytes removed from time capsules. Please thumbs up or thumbs down that. I mean, we want time capsules to always be rewarding, and one thing you always need is exobytes. That's why they're in there. And keep in mind, we'll have to replace it with something twice as cool. Eddie says, why do we have some nearly impossible feats like farming 25,000 bits? Not impossible. They just take a long time. That's pretty standard MMO. I mean, change. So Etsui is asking about weapon style sets, and maybe we can't get new ones. Maybe we will get new ones. But how about change the old ones? I guess I'm not quite sure what you're asking. I think we do have a lot of weapon style sets for each power. And we usually try not to change marketplace items after the fact because someone spent money on it. Yeah, Aquios, we are kind of discussing what should be or should not be in league halls. So it's still TBD. AKMTK says, can we get CW verse styles? Probably not directly, but maybe inspired by us. And I'm going to go ahead and lock the channel since I'm pretty far behind at this point. LightFX says, will we ever see new League Hall styles again or new Legends characters again? I would expect we'll see new Legends eventually. I don't know that we plan, definitely don't plan right now any new League Halls, but it's always possible. Speedy asks, will there be new emotes in the future? Which ones would you like to see? That's an interesting question. Let me know. Okay, you're saying that Mr. Muzzy is saying the collection drops are too rare on the seasonal interactions. I mean, yeah, it's always a judgment call there on how easy stuff should be. Oh, hang on, I stole a coworker's house keys. I need to give them back. I actually steal them. I was giving them because they open the closet of doom, we call it, where we keep all the DCUO swag. Trex says, I wanted to ask if teleporters for queues are hard to do. Why don't they just put a timer on queues that allow you to go in even if you don't have full group? Okay, walk-ins are problematic. Why don't we have a UI thing that lets us that lets you queue in without full group? We love that idea. It's just a matter of finding out if and when we can do it. Lady Lightning would love seasonal consumables, give percent buffs and be tradable. Okay. Blonde Bombshell wants to know, will it ever be possible to put more than 4 armories in a single base? We've also been discussing that. I'm assuming everyone would like more armories in each base. Hit me with a Harry Potter character if you don't like that idea. Guys would settle for just the mannequin portion of the armory. Now that's also an interesting idea. Free placement for amenities 2017. I don't know if we're going quite that far, but we were talking about upping the limit from, I think it's 6 now still. We're having kind of big picture discussions about all those kind of like base restrictions and what can be lifted. A lot of them are in place for technical reasons, and we just need to figure out which ones are those and which ones can be adjusted. Can you guys make the Soda Cola Ultimates account bound? I feel like they should be. I'll note that. We have taller rooms in our bases. Yeah, we would kind of like to do new base layouts, but the problem is to do a new base layout is probably about the same amount of time as building a new, environment for a raid or an alert. And it's hard to say we should spend the time there instead of somewhere else. LT Schmidt, we don't have plans right now to return the Docs walk-in. Still having to track down an issue with it. Soda Cola Ultimates also can't be used to clip like normal soders. Okay, noted. So what you're saying is the ultimate Soda Cola is not that ultimate. Lady Lightning is also asking for kind of the Armory Light, just the style saving portion. I actually think that's a very clever idea. Crimes DCO wants a gingerbread man pet for your base and as a trinket pet for the winter seasonal. Gingerbread man. I could see it. It's not super DC iconic, but fits the seasonal event for sure. US Soldier 2014 is asking about open world and content. We totally hear you that you like being open world and it's a different game out there. That's why we're trying to, with each of our content releases, kind of go back and add the open world bits and make sure it's compelling. I think the anniversary event did a pretty good job. Correct me if you think differently, but we're going to continue in that direction for sure. Jacob Dragon Hunter wants an undo button when speccing skill points. I hear you. I'm adding that to the spend multiple skill points suggestion from earlier. Trex, are you asking questions from your Twitch channel where you're sealing my viewers? That's fine. That's cool. Thanks for rebroadcasting. Can you guys lower the recovery kits in the marketplace? I think the price is too high. Stack of exabytes are cheaper today, don't you think? I doubt we're going to change prices like that. Been set for a while. Enki wants to know, do you know if we will be able to earn prestige for events? And if not, can we get this since we will be running a lot of them more frequently? Ah, good suggestion. Let me note that for the team. LT Schmidt had a very unpopular comment about the stats revamp. Semperfear wants to know, any fix on the lag when logging in? Can't use powers to do anything besides walk for a few. Yeah, that's a performance issue we've been trying to track down. So far, we haven't had much luck figuring out what's going on there, but yeah, we know it's a thing. I don't understand what Trex is saying. But anyway, will you be adding white mods to sets of gear that currently don't have sockets like legs, weights, etc.? From yes. That's a cool idea. Actually, I don't know if we decided on if we wanted to go further with that or not, but definitely something we're thinking about. Which will be your pick? Which slot should get sockets next? Timeline is suggesting we remove feats from time capsules. Definitely, we've heard that feedback. I mean, they're in there because people want feats. Feats are cool. We want cool things in time capsules. So, but it's something we're talking about. Proxy Star wants to dual wield scarecrow cleavers, which apparently are not in game anymore. I can follow up on it. Was that like a Halloween reward, or where'd that come from? Anybody know? Eddie asked for any more league hall locations in the future, and we don't have any planned right now. All right, channels open again for about 4 minutes. Go crazy. Then we'll have the stats revamp up on test. And a very nice post, I will say, from lead systems designer Aver explaining what's going on, and from the whole team talking about the powers that they worked on. Okay, thanks, Proxy. I'll follow up on that. Cora is asking about casual styles. Yeah, we definitely hear your request. I think that's a copy paste from earlier. I already answered the question. Jacob Dragon Hunter wants black and white miss containers. I guess we don't have those in the game. Seems like a miss. But Cirrus would like to have lantern powers, but if he can't, he'd like to have the glowing ring effect for each lantern core as a style. Like, oh, you like wear it on your hand. Maybe it's a definitely interesting idea. Sorry, that was Nerd of Prey busting in. She had a question about something for the future. Secret stuff. It's pretty cool. I said that would be a great idea. Maybe lightning with like tintable tattoo skins. Some are tintable, some are not. Okay, you can check that. The Ancient Ones new scenery outside the League Hall locations, right? Okay. Fatal Star suggests R&D mods that scale with CR instead of exabytes. That's an interesting concept. Do you think that would actually have much difference when people just have all the mods they want and still not need exabytes? Or do you think that would actually solve the problem of exabytes are too common? All right, we're almost out of time, so I'm going to skip through and try to get the good questions. Would it be possible to get special armory styles marketplace? Oh, like different base item? Like it looks different in your base. It's a cool idea. More face items, okay. Eddie says, I think I would rather see a new base layout rather than a refurbished raid or alert. Right. I mean, it wouldn't be refurbished, it'd be new. So I don't really know what you mean. League Hall parts as base items, LQ, DCO. Like for example, League Hall windows for base or the generator is already in the League Hall. That's a cool idea. Like bring your League cosmetics into your base. Crimes DCO asks, can we have action figures based on DC characters for our base? Like we could put them on the wall or have some opened up ones. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that idea. It's a great idea. Empress says, late to the channel, sorry if it's been asked. After the revamp is finished, will the team go back to reviewing the Legends PvE general feats? Last I heard the discussion was shelved, but is it still possible the feat numbers will change? And just get in. Yeah, I don't think we actually got to a firm conclusion to that discussion, so it is still lingering. And like I said, we still haven't made a decision there. It's always kind of risky to reduce something that some people have obtained because they will feel like they're cheated because they spent the time and others haven't. But on the other hand, if they're too high and kind of frustrating, maybe it's good to lower them. So that's the discussion we're having back and forth, and we just haven't landed on anything specific. Doesn't really have anything to do with a stats revamp. It's just one more thing. All right, it is after 4 o'clock Pacific, so we're going to wrap up this office hours. Thank you everyone for joining. Join again next week. next Friday, most Fridays for office hours. If you have questions or if you have concerns that you want to make sure someone is heard, that's what I'm here for. Throughout the week, you can also find me on the forums or on Twitter at DCUO, as well as here in Discord. Sometimes send me a message or drop it in the Gotham City channel. Okay, everyone, thanks. Bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like Mep said, that wraps up the Ask DCUO for this evening. Hopefully, he'll be able to show up in the Ask DCUO channel when he's going to be doing it next. Normally, he tries to do it every Friday, but with scheduling, you never know. And we see the 3 lines. And will he put up the next date? The suspense is killing us. He's doing this on purpose. He knows he's watching me. So, if you missed, for anyone who just joined us, the next one will be on next Friday, March 3rd. There you go. Hopefully, and of course, if anything does come up, the Discord channel and Twitter and all that stuff will be notified. Or at least I'll be sure to tell people. Follow me on Twitter. Haha. So if you missed